Hello everyone at welcome po sa aking channel. This is Coach Jared. Today is March 2, 2021 at mga Tower Gods, huwag niyo pong kakalimutan no, kung first time niyo po sa aking channel, please click subscribe. Okay? Meron po tayong subscribe button dito. Also mga Tower Gods, paki-click na rin po yung ating notification bell para po ma-notify po kayo pag meron akong mga bagong upload. Also mga Tower Gods, huwag niyo po kalimutan i-like, i-share, at ang mga replays po natin mga Tabergas, so paki-share po yun sa inyong mga social media accounts. At speaking of social media accounts, huwag niyo rin po akong kalimutan i-follow sa aking social media. Meron ako Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Daika, and Bigkiss. Pero bago po tayo pumunta sa topic na yan mga Tabergas, huwag niyo pong kalimutan suportahan po ang ating sponsor na si Wonderfully Made. Okay, si Wonderfully Made po ay isang gift shop. Okay, siya po ay nagbibigay or nagbebenta ng mga customized gift items. Ayan po. Ayan. Yan po ang mga customized gift items niya. Ito po yung niregalo sa akin ni Ma'am Trexie Villa. Maraming pong salamat, Ma'am Trexie. Pero ayan po, no, may mga customized gifts po siya para po sa inyong mga minamahal, sa inyong mga pamilya, kaibigan, kung sino man ang gusto nyong regaluhan. Pwede po siyang kontakin para magpagawa ng mga customized gifts. Also, mga Tabergats, siya rin po ay naggumagawa ng mga giveaways sa mga weddings, sa mga binyag, etc. etc. So kung gusto niyo po ng napakagandang mga items tulad nito na ibibigay sa inyong mga minamahal, kontakin niyo lang po siya sa wonderfullymade.ph sa Instagram po. Instagram, ito po merong message button, kontakin niyo lang po siya dyan. Or sa kanya pong Facebook page, kaya meron po siyang Facebook page, Wonderfully Made din po ang pangalan, merong send message po dyan. Okay? Ito may birthday, oh. Enjoy your box, Mommy Gloria, and happy birthday from your daughter, beautiful daughter, Miss Edith. Ayan. Oh, ang sweet naman ng anak ni Ma'am Edith. May nagpagawa ng mga mugs at baso para sa kanyang mommy. So, ayun po, no? Kontakin nyo lang po siya para makapagbigay din kayo ng mga napakagandang regalo sa inyong pamilya, mga minamahal sa buhay. Ayan. Si Ted Te or si Theodore Te ay dating spokesperson ng Korte Suprema. Yan po, si Ted Te. Siya po ay dating spokesperson ng Korte Suprema. Bago po si Brian Keith Hosaka, siya po muna. Okay, si Attorney Ted Te. Nag-resign po siya sa Korte Suprema noong 2018. Okay? Nandito ba siya nag-resign? I respectfully believe that I would be of greater value to the judiciary and the court in the academic world at this time. Ayan. So, naging professor po siya. Nagturo po siya ng law. Okay. Kaya po siya nag-resign. Okay? Not only that, so hindi lang po siya nagtrabaho sa Korte Suprema bilang spokesperson, siya rin po ang abogado ni Maria Ressa sa kanyang libel case. Ayan no, lawyer Ted Te says the cyber libel case is disturbing because it seems like cyber libel is now the first option in case of disagreement on reporting. Rappler calls for the decriminalization of libel. So siya po, ang abogado ni Maria Ressa sa cyber libel case niya. Siya rin po ang abogado ni Maria Ressa sa ikatlong cyber libel case niya. Kaya po pinili ko si Ted Te. Okay, hindi lang po siya dating spokesperson ng Korte Suprema, pero siya rin po ay abogado ni Maria Ressa. So ayan po. Ngayon po, panoorin po natin kung paano siya ginisa sa Anti-Terror Act oral arguments. Okay? Ang naggisa po sa kanya ay si Justice Mario V. Lopez. Okay? Wow, libel i-decriminalize, edi magsisiraan na lahat ng tao. Correct! So, ayan. So, panoorin po natin itong kanyang interpellation.
Professor Pei, one of the statements made, preliminary lang po ito, is that the anti-terrorism law is mala prohibita. I heard that from Dean Diokno. Do you agree, Professor Te?
Okay, ulitin ko po, no? Review lang po tayo ng konti. Mala prohibita at mala in se. Ang mala prohibita po, ibig pong sabihin yan, ay nagiging ipinagbabawal lang ang isang act dahil sa batas na nagsasabing ito ay bawal. So, halimbawa po, jaywalking, yan, mala prohibite. Mala prohibita. Yan. Mala in se, ibig sabihin, krimen, regardless kung wala pong batas na magsasabing krimen ng isang act, ito po ay illegal. Halimbawa, pagnanakaw, pagpatay, ayan. So, yun po, mala in se. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Justice Lopez. Under our current system of classification of penal laws, Mr. Justice, there is a binary classification. One would be felonies or mala in se, as we know them, and the other would be special laws or malum prohibitum.
Ang tanong lang ko ay
Yes,
kung yan nga ay malum prohibitum.
Yes, Your Honor. May I be allowed to just...
Hindi ako mag-explain
Yes, sir.
ako pagkatapos mong sabihin.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ako to mag-explain.
Okay pa. Under circumstances, yes, it would be malum prohibitum.
Therefore, why is it malum prohibitum?
There is the intent, the mens rea requirement under the revised penal code is not required. It is dispensed with. In fact, the revised penal code does not apply, Your Honor.
So, you are saying that since the terrorism law is a special law, then it is mala prohibita.
Yes, Your Honor. Effectively, the law prohibits specific acts without requiring criminal intent. Only the intent to perform those acts, Your Honor.
I understand and already settled in our jurisprudence. A special law need not be a mala prohibita. A special law may also be mala in se.
Ayun, kinorek siya ngayon ni Justice. Kasi po, tinanong po ni Justice kanina, sabi po niya, marami po hindi nakakarinig kasi yung recording po talaga, mahina po talaga nung una kay Justice. Tinatanong po siya ni Justice kung uma-agree daw siya kay Attorney Chel Jokno na ang Anti-Terror Act ay mala prohibita. Okay, or ibig sabihin, kaya lang siya bawal dahil merong batas na nagbabawal dito sa terrorism. But anyway, ang weird, di ba? Pero anyway, sabi po ni Tente, naniniwala daw siya sa sinabi ni Chel Jokno. Okay? Kinorek po siya ngayon ni Justice Lopez. Sabi ni Justice Lopez, ay meron tayong jurisprudence na nagsasabi na ang isang special law, kasi ang sabi pala ni Tente, kaya daw ganun, ay dahil ang Anti-Terror Act is a special law. At bilang special law, wala yung hindi defined yung mens rea. Mamaya po papaliwanag ko yung on mens rea. Hindi defined yung mens rea, kaya siya nagiging mala prohibita. Kinorek po siya ni Justice Mario Lopez. Ang sabi po ni Justice Lopez, mali. Ang mga special laws ay pwede siyang maging mala prohibita at mala in se at the same time. Yun ang sinabi ni Justice. Bakit daw? Pakinggan natin.
What differentiate a special law is the morality, the intent that is involved in the commission of the crime. Dungo
Intent.
versus People is one, which said that a special law may be mala prohibita and mala in se at the same time. In the same way as the revised penal code, may also be mala prohibita and at the same time mala in se. Hindi
Pahiya.
po ba, Professor?
Hindi ba, Professor? Yun parang nakaka-insulto, di ba? Nile-lecture ka ng Justice, so bigla ka sasabihan, hindi ba, Professor?
Yes, Your Honor, I do agree, except that may I just point out simply that under this particular law, especially Section 4, Your Honor, the formulation of Section 4 would make it more a mala prohibita because there are specific prohibitions, Your Honor.
Despite the several provisions mentioning about intentions, you do not agree that it is mala in se.
I do not, Your Honor.
All right.
Diyos ko, nakakatawa si Tente. Ay, nako. Hindi, taga, dito ba yung kopya ng law? Wait lang ha, titignan ko. Ito. Dito. Ang sabi po ni Justice Lopez. Asan yung Article 4? Section 4. Section 4. Yan. Kahit na daw yung napakaraming probisyon ng batas tungkol sa intensyon na mag-commit ng terorismo, hindi pa rin ba to mala in se? Sabi ni Justice. Sabi ni Tente, no, Your Honor, it is not. Bakit hindi? Bakit hindi? Malinaw naman dito yung intention. Engages in acts intended to cause death. Hindi pa ba yan mala in se? Hindi pa ba yan masama dahil masamang pumatay? Hindi rin po ba masama dahil masamang mag-cause ng extensive damage? Hindi rin po ba masama yung intensyon na mag-cause ng extensive interference? Ano? Professor? Tuloy natin.
There were several things that were mentioned by the Dean and which somewhat make me think about my criminal law. For instance, crime of intentions. Crime of intentions. Sandali. Crime of intentions ang terror law. There are general provisions and are not specific. Another one coming from Attorney Colmenares, even crimes of tendency are being penalized, including preparatory acts. Meron pang sinabi, assembly by itself, as long as it is peaceful, there is no crime committed regardless of the intent. And then, kanina, narinig ko rin kay Attorney Cadiz, the old terrorism law is better than the present terrorism law. Siguro po narinig nyo kanina, sang-ayon po kayo sa lahat ng mga bagay na yan na aking sinabi.
Yes, I heard the statement, John.
Yes, you heard this. Now, pasensya na, Professor, at kailangan ko lang i-clarify and I will go to the basic of criminal law. Pwede
Diyos
po
ko,
ba?
nakakatakot.
Yes, Your Honor.
If we will look at the structure of a crime, as you will note, there is no specific definition of terrorism. Tama po, Professor?
Yes.
Wala po tayong specific definition. In fact, countries have a different approach as well as how to deal with terrorism.
There is no accepted international
Yes.
consensus
Yes.
on terrorism, but we do have a specific definition under Section 4.
Specific? No, I'm referring to the definition that is being used by all the countries. There is no common definition.
There is none, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
But there is a common structure of a crime. Structure of a crime which we refer to as the corpus
Corpus delicti.
delicti.
Ayan. Yung structure of a crime po na sinasabi po ni Justice Mario Lopez, ang tawag po doon ay corpus delicti. Ayan. Ito po yun, ha? Para lang po naiintindihan natin yung sinasabi nila. Marami po siyang sasabihing Latin. Okay? Kailangan maintindihan po natin yun para maintindihan po natin yung train of thought nito ni Justice Lopez. Magaling to si Justice Lopez, mga tao. Promise. Corpus delicti, a Latin term meaning the body of the crime. Okay? That refers to the idea that the requisite elements of a crime must be proven before an individual can be tried for that crime. Okay? Ibig kong sabihin, meron pong mga elemento ang isang krimen na kailangan po, bago po tayo mahabla sa isang krimen, ay nandoon po yung mga elemento na ito. Okay? I-discuss po yan mamaya ni Justice Lopez. Parang ako bumalik ng law school nito. Nung pinapanood ko to, parang nagre-review ba ako sa law school? But anyway, corpus delicti po ang tawag. Okay, tuloy po natin ang video.
Lahat po ng libro natin, speaking of a crime, corpus delicti consists of two elements. Tama po?
Yes.
Yun yung tinatawag nating actus reus and mens rea. Tama po?
Ayan, may Latin na namang sinabi. Actus reus and mens rea. Okay, actus reus po, mga Tabercats. Ito po yun. Latin din po yan. Actus reus is the Latin term used to describe a criminal act. So, ang actus reus po, mga Tabercats, ay yung akto mismo ng paggawa ng krimen. So, yung pagnanakaw, yung akto ng pagnanakaw mismo. Yun po ang actus reus. Yung isa pong binanggit ni Justice Lopez ay mens rea. Mens rea po, mga Tabercats, ito po yan. Mens rea is a legal phrase used to describe the mental state of a person must be in while committing a crime for it to be intentional. So, ibig sabihin po, dalawa po ang corpus delicti, yung structure of a crime. Dalawa po yan. Meron tayong actus reus. Actus reus, yung aktual na pag-akto ng krimen, at yung mens rea, yung intensyon na gumawa ng krimen. So halimbawa po ganito. Bakit po importante pong ma-differentiate yan dalawang? Halimbawa po ganito, mga tao. Halimbawa po, nag-outing tayong lahat. Nag-outing tayo. Tapos, sa outing po natin, mga Tabercats, naglalakad po ako at nadapa po ako sa isang natapilok ako o nadapa ako sa isang wire ng videoke, kable ng mic ng videoke. At dahil sa pagkakadapa ko pong ganyan, aksidente po, nasaksak ko po kayo. Aksidente lang. Merong actus reus. Merong actus reus. Yung pagsaksak. Yun po yung actus reus. Yung mens rea, yung intention. May intention ba akong saksakin kayo? Wala. So, ibig sabihin, walang krimen na nangyari. It is an accident. Pero mga Tabercats, kung halimbawa, inimbita ko ang isa sa inyo sa outing. Nag-imbita ako ng 5 tao, isa sa inyo, pinagplanuhan ko, papatayin ko tong tao. Habang nasa outing, tinaksak. So, yung actus reus, yung act of ng pagsaksak, yung aktong pagsaksak, ay may kasamang mens rea, yung intensyon ng pagsaksak, yung murderous intent. So ngayon, meron tayo ngayong crime na murder. Yun po ang ibig sabihin nun. Kaya napaka-importante po nun na pinag-usapan po dito ni Justice Lopez. Dinifferentiate ngayon, pinaliwanag niya kung bakit mahalaga yun.
Po,
Yes, Your Honor.
Wharton, a noted jurist, would consider the actus reus as the subjective element and the mens rea as the objective element. Tama po?
Yes, Your Honor.
So when these two elements are present, that would constitute a crime. Tama po?
As defined, yes, Your Honor.
Provided that there is a law penalizing that act. Nullum crimen nulla pena sine lege under Article 21 of the Revised Penal Code. Tama?
Napakahaba ng sinabi niya ng Latin. Pero ito po ang sinabi niya, no? Ang sinabi po niya ay nullum crimen sine lege. Ibig sabihin po niyan, no crime without law. Ito po ibig sabihin. Walang krimen kung walang batas na magsasabi na ang ginawa mo ay krimen. Okay? Yun lang po yun. Nolum crimen sine lege. Sinabi po. Kaya po tayo merong revised penal code. Kaya po tayo merong libro na napakakapal. Papakita ko po sa inyo yung librong RPC. Ayan po. Ayan. Ito, RPC po ito. Revised Penal Code. Makapal po yan. Tapos, ang liliit ng letters niyan. Ang liliit ng letters niyan. No? Oh. Ayan. Kaya po tayo merong Revised Penal Code. Ito po, yung nagsasabi na kung ano yung mga krimen dahil sa prinsipyo nga po ng nolum crimen sine lege. Walang crime kung walang batas. So, yun po yun.
Pursuant to the principle of legality, yes, Your Honor.
And these actus reus and mens rea came or rooted from the Latin maxim, actus non facit reum, nisi mens siti rea. Tama po.
Haba na naman.
Or in other words,
I don't know Latin, Your Honor.
andyan po,
Yes, Your Honor.
hindi po Latin, actually po, we do not, a person do not commit a crime unless his mind is guilty.
Sabi ni Tete, I do not speak Latin, sir. Diyos ko. Ito po yung sinabi ni Justice. Para lang po makita niyo. Actus non facit reum nisi mens sit rea. Okay? Actus non facit reum nisi mens sit rea. Ibig sabihin po niyan, an act doesn't make anyone guilty unless there is a criminal intent or a guilty mind. Ito po ibig sabihin niya. Okay? So, ibig pong sabihin, ang isang act, okay, si actus reus, ay hindi nagiging krimen unless merong intention ng criminal intent or guilty mind. Okay? So, dapat po magkasama yon sa actus reus at si mens rea para po, kaya po, corpus delicti, body of a crime. Para po, masabi natin na krimen po ang isang bagay. So, balikan po natin yung. Importante po yan mga Tabercats kasi dyan po sila magtatalo mamaya. Dyan po sila magtatalo yung actus reus, yung actual na ginagawang krimen at yung intention. Dito po yan sila magtatalo mamaya. Kaya po medyo pinopospos ko po para maintindihan po natin lahat.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yan.
I will take your word for it, Your Honor. I don't know Latin.
I know you know that. Ayaw mo lang aminin. Professor. Okay. So, the indispensable elements of a crime. One, actus reus, criminal act.
Criminal act.
Doing an act alone is not a criminal offense.
Correct.
Unless it is coupled with intent.
Mens rea.
And below, defining the crime and imposing a penalty.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, that is precisely the structure of a crime. The actus reus consisting of the criminal acts are or maybe one act, two acts, or several acts.
Correct.
That is why when it is merely a single act, that may be a single crime. Isang act lang eh.
Yes, Your Honor.
And if there are several acts, complex in character, magkakaroon po tayo ng predicate crimes. Yan napapasok ng predicate crimes. And these predicate crimes are still considered the actus reus. That predicate crimes solely may not be a crime unless it is coupled with the mens rea. Tama po.
Yes, Your Honor.
I will give
Yan lang, puro may yes yung honor na lang. Kasi tama naman kasi si Justin. Ang predicate offense or predicate crimes po. Okay? Ibig sabihin, is a crime that is a component of a more serious crime. Okay? For example, producing unlawful funds is the primary offense and money laundering is the predicate offense. So, kumbaga, yung iba't ibang akto, okay, na nagko-contribute sa isang single offense, yun po ang predicate offense o predicate crime. Okay, balikan natin yung sinabi ni Justice.
Specific example for others to understand. Alam ko, Professor, alam niyo ito.
Professor.
Several predicate crimes, special complex crime, 267 to 94 of the revised penal code. Tama po.
Yes, Your Honor.
Special kidnapping with murder, robbery with homicide, etc. Alright, yan, may predicate crimes tayo. What is the crime committed? It depends upon the intent. So the intent will determine
Yeah.
what is the nature of the crime. Even if there are predicate crimes, if they are guided by one single intent, those predicate crimes may be merged in the crime that is intended to be committed. For instance, robbery with homicide. If the intention or the nexus of the crime is the intent to gain, all other crimes included may be merged as one crime of robbery with homicide. Tama po.
Yes, Your Honor.
In the same way as in money laundering, meron din tayong predicate crimes. Predicate crimes alone, without the intent to launder, wala tayong money laundering.
Wala money laundering.
In the same way as in plunder, 70-80,
Yes, Your Honor.
malversation, bribery, solely, wala tayong plunder. Unless, papasok na
May
yung
intent.
intent. Tama po.
Yes, Your Honor.
The old anti-terrorism law, meron din tayong predicate crimes. And out of that predicate crimes plus the intent will make it a crime of human security violation. Otherwise, without the intent, hindi pwedeng violation ng Human Security Act.
Okay, yung sinasabi po ni Justice Lopez dito. Kaya po pinagsama-sama po niya yung ano. Kaya po dinefine muna niya kung ano yung predicate offenses or predicate acts. Kasi po sa Human Security Act, papakita ko po sa inyo. Okay? Ito po yung mga predicate acts na pwede mong isama sa crime of terrorism. Yun po ang ibig niya sabihin. So ibig sabihin po, ito pong Human Security Act na ito. Human Security Act of 2007 para makapag-commit ng terrorism, gumagawa din ng ganitong klaseng crimes na nasa loob na ng ating RPC o Revised Penal Code. Okay? Pero, kaya po siya naging predicate dahil ang purpose po para gawin itong mga ito, bawa si murder, kidnapping and serious illegal detention, destruction, arson, etc., etc., ang intention o yung mens rea niya, ito, sowing and creating a condition of widespread and extraordinary fear and panic among the populace. Okay? Kaya po importante po yung paliwanag kanina ni Justice Lopez. Kasi po mga Topper Cats, in short, sinasabi po niya na kahit na po meron tayong Human Security Act, kulang pa rin po yun. Bakit po? Kasi hindi po na-define dito sa Human Security Act kung ano mismo ang terrorism at yung mga akto na direktang nagko-contribute sa terorismo. Kasi nga po, ito ay mga predicate acts lamang. Kasi po mga Topper Cats, for example, bawa po terorista ako. Halimbawa lang. At let's say, ano ba magandang ano dito? Halimbawa, napasama ako sa engkwentro. Halimbawa lang. Para po makasuhan ako ng terrorism under the Human Security Act, kailangan po yung aking ginagawa ay counted po or nandito sa definition na ito. Okay? Dito sa definition na ito. Ayan, dyan. Okay? Kung hindi po pasok dyan yung aking ginawang murder, sa RPC lang po siya. Murder lang siya. Revised Penal Code. Yun lang po siya. Hindi po siya aakyat sa level ng terrorismo. Kahit na ako ay designated bilang isang terrorista. Yun po yun. Kaya po kulang talaga itong batas na. Kulang po talaga siya.
Yes, Your
Tama
Honor.
po. In
Yes.
the same way, now ngayon, pupunta na po tayo ngayon sa ating batas na ating sinasabing unconstitutional. So, you will agree with me, Professor, that structurally, we have a perfect structured criminal offense.
Well, Your Honor, the
Structurally,
the
we have
structure is standard, Your Honor.
yes,
Yes, Your Honor.
standard, because as I started with saying that there is no specific or definition, fixed standard definition, but there is a fixed standard insofar as the structure is concerned
Correct.
involving the corpus delicti. Dapat po doon tayo mag-start.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, since structurally it is a perfect crime structurally. Now, I will borrow the exhibit of Attorney Diokno. Wala lang kasi si Attorney Diokno eh. Exhibit ni Attorney Diokno. Yan. Yan po yung kanyang exhibit.
Sayang hindi natin nakikita yung screen.
Terrorism under Section 4, Republic Act 11479. Binanggit niya yung first essential element. And to me, that first essential element is the actus reus. And the second essential element, which is now the intent that will constitute the crime of terrorism, is the second element. So that actus reus alone or mens rea alone will not be considered as acts of terrorism. Tama po?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Nakakatawa mag-react si Justice Lopez. Parang medyo nakaka-insulto pero hindi halata. But anyway, going back. Ang nangyari po, ang pinapaliwanag po dito ni Justice Lopez ay ganito. Kung terrorist, ito ng Section 4, itong unang parte na ito, definition po ng terrorismo, ito yung actus reus, or ito yung action na ginagawa o yung mga akto na gagawin mo para ma-count yung akto mo sa na krimen na terrorismo. Yun po yung section. Ito po yung first na yan. Tapos yung mga sumusunod, ito yan yung mga yan. Ito yung mens rea or yung intention mo. Kaya nga intended eh. Yan, intended. Ito na yung guilty mind o yung mindset na kailangan para masabi na yung mga ginagawa mo, regardless kung iyan ay dito pa yung sinulat pa niya. Yan, mga pagbabanta, threat, planning, training and preparing, conspiracy to commit terrorism, proposal to commit terrorism, inciting to commit recruitment and everything. Kapag ang intention mo ay ito, ayan, at ito nasa ilalim, ito totoo yung second part, ayan. Ang krimen mo ay papasok na sa terorismo. Kaya nga po sinabi ni Justice kanina, we have a perfect crime. Dito po sa Anti-Terror Act, meron tayong perfect crime. Bakit po? Kasi na-define, alam natin kung ano yung actus reus. Alam natin kung ano yung mga aktibidad na magko-contribute sa krimen ng terrorism. Alam din natin yung intention, yung mens rea, or yung guilty mind, na magsasabi na ang action mo o yung mga akto mo ay papunta sa terorismo. Malinaw na malinaw sa mga justices to. Hindi ko naiintindihan kung ba't hindi maintindihan to ng mga kumokontra.
Ngayon, acts intended to cause death or serious bodily injury to any person or endangers a person's life. Very general, sabi ni Attorney Diokno. It is not specific. It does not even refer to the revised penal code. Tama po?
Yes, Your Honor.
Narinig nyo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Question, is the legislature precluded or prohibited from enacting a criminal offense, which is generally worded.
Ay, good.
No, it is not.
It
But it
is
cannot. But it cannot provide for crimes that are overbroad, Your Honor.
Generally
Which
worded.
it is in this case.
And it will be considered as a crime when there is a specific mens rea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes,
There's an
Your
intent,
Honor.
a criminal intent or a general
Salamat.
intent.
Nagkakaintindihan tayo, Professor. Now, there is no prohibition to generally worded provision of criminal law.
Correct.
Well, Your Honor, I don't think it would be accurate, with due respect, to say there is no prohibition because overbred,
Hindi, gawin
no, Your Honor, overbred is a limitation.
Huwag muna tayo sa interpretation. Tignan na lang natin yan dahil yan naman po ang ating issue. Eh. Look at the first. I already read it.
Yes, Your
Acts
Honor.
intended to cause death or seriously bodily injury to any person or endangers a person's life. General in character.
Correct.
I agree.
Totoo naman.
It is general, Your Honor.
Correct. Do we need to specify those crimes that were mentioned?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, under the old law, acts that cause or intended death, iisa ang aking nakita doon. 9379, yung Act 9379, yung old Human Security Act, 9372. Look, only single crime that involves bodily injury. What is that? Murder.
248, Your Honor.
Murder under 248. Question, Mr. Professor. Supposing it is homicide, supposing it is parricide, supposing it is infanticide, supposing it is plain and simple physical injury, it will not be included as a crime of terrorism because it is not murder, correct?
Correct.
Yes, Your Honor.
You
But
will now limit
that was
this-
the intent, Your Honor, of Congress when they passed it.
You will now limit the discretion of the Congress to define what a crime is.
Well, may I answer your question regarding murder in the Human Security
Murder
Act?
lang nandun.
Yes, Your
nakita
Honor.
mo.
Yes, Your Honor. Again, under the Human Security Act, it only specifies murder.
Yes.
248 as a felony involving bodily injury. Your Honor.
Yes.
And yes, I do agree there are felonies against persons that are not included.
Yes.
Homicide, for example, parricide,
Yes.
infanticide. Your Honor.
Yes.
But again, Your Honor, in the same way that Congress is free to legislate generally, Congress specifically in its collective understanding, even wisdom, Your Honor, limited it to murder. Now, if, for example, Your Honor, they do decide at some later point in time that they may want to include, Your Honor, homicide, they may want to include other acts that would involve the taking of life, Your Honor, then they can amend, Your Honor.
Professor Tay,
Sasagutin
you're
ni
aware how
Justice.
fast technology is. You're aware of so many crimes that changes every day.
Yes, Your Honor, I do
Can we
agree.
legislate every day?
Correct.
To meet
Sorry, Your Honor.
can we legislate every day as fast as the development of a crime?
Well, Your Honor, in the same way, Your Honor, the general principle of legality of penal law does not allow us to legislate every day, Your Honor. There needs to
What
be
I am
a
saying
law
here-
that prescribes the offense.
What I'm saying here, Professor, the legislature should be given the leeway, the discretion to anticipate crimes to be committed in the future.
Well-
Otherwise, we will be left behind. For instance, itong terrorism na lang. Nung una, wala naman tayong tinatawag na bioterrorism, walang tinatawag na cyber terrorism, walang financing terrorism. How can we meet the development of this different form of terrorism if we will not couch our penal laws in that kind of generality?
Well, with
Nabulol na si Theodore. Ang gusto po kasi mangyari ni Ted, mga Topper Gods, I'm sure na narinig nyo naman. Ang gusto po niya mangyari, Bakit pa natin kailangan palitan yung Human Security Act? Nandito naman yung crime na murder. Tapos yung crime na murder na yon, makikita rin naman natin sa engages in acts intended to cause death, serious bodily injury to any person, or endangers a person's life. Mga Tabercats, ito po ang sinasabi naman ni Justice Law. Sabi niya, o sige, meron kang murder sa Human Security Act. Paano kapag yung mga bombing, hulo bombing, syempre may mga namatay. Paano yung mga hindi namatay? Paano yung mga may serious physical injury? Biktima sila ng holo bombing. Pero hindi mo pwedeng kasuhan ng terorismo yung taong gumawa. Hindi mo pwedeng kasuhan ng terorismo. Bakit? Serious physical injury lang ako eh. Hindi counted sa Human Security Act. Yun po yung sinasabi ni Justice Lopez. Sobrang limitado yung Human Security Act. Bakit? Kasi sinunod to the letter yung RPC o yung Revised Penal Code. Ang sabi naman ni Theodore, ang sabi pala ni Justice Lopez, makakapag-legislate ka ba? Makakapag-amend ka ba everyday ng batas? Malabo. Hindi. So, hindi natin pwede limitahan ng Kongreso sa kung paano nila fine-frame ang mga batas. Dahil ang terorismo po ay nag-e-evolve on a daily basis. Yun po ang sinasabi dito ni Justice Lopez. Nagkakainitan na sila dito, mga Tabercats. Sobrang nagkakainitan na sila sa punto na to. Hindi nagpapatalo si Theodore.
With due respect, Your Honor, there are other special laws that deal with those. For example, Your Honor, the Cybercrime Protection Law makes every offense, now and in the future, committed through an ICT device a cybercrime. That has been challenged before this court in 2012 and the court in 2014 sustained some provisions and did not sustain other provisions.
The problem, Mr. Professor, is as we go on with our lives, 1 law, 2 laws, 3 laws, thousands of penal offenses already. And, you know, you were one of the members of the Code of Crimes. And we encountered the problem of including special laws with the Revised Penal Code or the Code of Crimes. Why? Because there are more than 2,000 special laws. And we are finding difficulty how we can encode those 2,000 special laws.
Well, Your Honor, with due respect, I do agree that it's a practical problem. But
Yes,
again,
practical.
with due respect, that practical problem is, well, with due respect,
If that is the
not
case,
relevant to the
if
question of
that is the case,
constitutionality, Your Honor.
Professor, are we not infringing the wisdom of the legislature and their discretion to do that?
Well, Your Honor, yes, Congress can legislate general
Sige,
laws.
okay.
Again, there are accepted limitations.
All
Your Honor.
right. Anyway, I have already established my point regarding the structure of a penal statute. As to whether this will be your interpretation, well, that is a different story.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, let us go to another point. Kanina, binanggit din ni Attorney Cadiz and Justice Salameda about these inchoate crimes, about preparatory crimes.
Preparatory crimes.
And I have said a while ago, tendency crimes. Question, Mr. Professor, is it legally permissible to penalize those acts?
If they are penalized specifically as crimes, Your
Yes,
Honor,
of course, because of
Then
nullum
yes.
crimen, nulla pena sine lege.
again, under the principle of legality, Your Honor, as long as there is a law,
Correct.
and the law, Your Honor, does not
Even if it is-
transgress, Your Honor, the Constitution, then yes.
Even if it is a mere preparatory act.
For so long, Your Honor, again, as it does not transgress the Constitution, and if I may expand, Your Honor, a law, a provision of law that penalizes a so-called inchoate, or
Yes.
may I use the word preparatory, Your Honor, rather
Yes,
than
okay,
inchoate, because inchoate is
preparatory.
misleading, Your Honor, because it may mean that it's not there yet. Preparatory, Your Honor, would refer specifically to overt acts that are visible, where the intention, the mens rea, as Your Honor points out, may then be inferred
Is
or
prep-
clearly seen. Your
Is
Honor.
preparatory act a punishable act?
Your Honor?
preparatory acts punishable?
Not all, Your Honor.
Not all.
Article 8, for example, and of the revised penal code,
Yes.
conspiracy and proposal are punishable only
And
when they are
Professor,
expressly
You know what is the
provided, Your Honor.
reason why generally a preparatory act is not punishable? You know what is the reason why
Ito
a
po yung sagot.
preparatory
Yes, Your
act
Honor.
is not punishable?
Because it may not be clear, Your Honor, what the intent or what the
Yes.
resulting felony or crime.
Because
People versus
A
Lamahan, Your Honor.
preparatory act is an indeterminate
Correct.
act which may or may not ripen into an offense.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tama po.
Yes, Your Honor.
For instance, buying a poison to kill a person. That is a preparatory act.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your
And
Honor.
it is not punishable because that crime of murder may or may not happen.
Well, murder may not be punishable. That may not be a preparatory
What
act to
I'm
murder, Your
saying
Honor.
is buying poison to kill a
To kill.
person.
Then yes, Your Honor, I agree.
Kasi murder yan eh, poison na
Yes, Your Honor,
ginamit
I
eh.
agree.
That is a preparatory act.
To murder, yes.
Wala pang overt act.
Correct.
Tama.
Yes, Your Honor.
Similarly, if one intends to commit rape and he sharpens his weapon, is that a preparatory act? Sharpening his weapon to commit rape?
With due respect, Your Honor, I don't know how to answer that question.
You cannot answer, Professor. 266-B. Rape with the use of a weapon is a qualified rape punishable with death, reclusion perpetua to death. Hindi ba?
Well,
That is
Your
the
Honor,
weapon that I said it will be sharpened.
it is not an essential element to rape, Your Honor. It qualifies the offense of rape.
Yes. Preparatory.
So I cannot even say
qualified
it's
rape.
preparatory, Your Honor.
Okay.
It may be any other act.
Sige. Okay, Professor. Meron lang pa akong isang slide na ipapakita sa inyo.
Nasabon siya doon.
Yan. That is the stages of a crime. Yun na yung kanina sinasabi nating preparatory acts and the acts of execution. Absent of acts of execution, as a rule, there is no crime because mere preparatory act is not a crime unless there is a law penalizing the same.
Yes, Your Honor.
Here, there is a specific law penalizing the preparatory act, correct?
By,
No, I'm using the structure.
yes, Your Honor.
There is a law.
Yes, Your Honor. If by
Conspiracy.
preparatory acts we refer to proposal,
Yes, of
incitement,
course, of course.
conspiracy, planning,
Of
and
course,
threat, Your Honor.
of
Yes.
course. That is, of course, what I mean. As a conspiracy is a preparatory act. You do not
Correct.
conspire solely without any purpose.
Correct.
You conspire for a certain purpose. But if that purpose is intended for terrorism, then conspiracy is committed. Tama po.
As stated in Section 7. Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, mere planning is not a crime unless it is coupled with intent to commit terrorism.
Mens rea.
Again, Your Honor, as specified in Section 6. Yes.
Yes, correct. And indeterminate offense, as a rule, may be penalized if it is necessary for the state to do so.
An indeterminate offense, Your
Yes,
Honor.
indeterminate or preparatory acts. Pareho yan eh.
Well, with due
If there
respect,
is a necessity for the law to penalize, pwede.
with due respect, Your Honor, an indeterminate offense cannot be penalized unlike a
I'm
preparatory act.
saying this is, if the legislature finds it necessary, there is no illegality, and it is permissible for the legislature to penalize a preparatory act when it is quote and unquote necessary.
Sorry.
Well, Your Honor, they can exercise their powers to legislate,
Yes.
but it does not by that token, guarantee that it will survive constitutional review, Your Honor.
I am not talking of constitutional review. I am talking about necessity to justify the penal application of a preparatory act.
Well, I am not a member of Congress, Your Honor, but perhaps,
You need not be a member of Congress, Professor. This is criminal law.
well, would you respect, Your Honor? Because we're talking
Alright,
about the power
alright.
of Congress, Your Honor.
All right.
It would
I will
have to
go
be
the
clear
point.
to Congress what are necessary.
I will go to the point which I want to specify. I said when it is necessary. This terrorism law, is it necessary for the legislature to enact and penalize, to enact a law and penalize a preparatory act?
Ay, good question.
Again, Your Honor, if we are to look at the policy statement in Section 2, Republic Act 11479,
Professor Tay,
that is where we get
that
the...
is yes, absolutely.
No, Your Honor, because it does
Yes,
not say so, Your Honor.
absolutely.
Well,
Why? Because compelling interest requires so. This is like rebellion. This is like treason. And worse, ang terrorism. That is why, at the nip of the bud, we should quell before it will happen. Therefore, even a mere tendency, a mere imminence of such crime, the legislature can already stop.
Correct.
So otherwise, we might be left behind. Remember that in this fight of terrorism, we should gain the upper hand. We should be one step ahead of the terrorists. We should not be behind. Otherwise, if we are behind, we better close shop against them.
Yeah.
Tama.
Your Honor, may I be allowed to
You don't wanna?
read a portion from Section 2, Your Honor, in answer to your question?
You don't need to read Section 2. I am just referring generally to a preparatory act that need to be penalized because of state necessity, it being a crime against national
Well,
security.
Your Honor, in order to respond to your question, I would need to
And
read,
there is
I
such
would
thing,
need
and
to
there
read
is such
Section 2,
thing
Your Honor.
in the international world or international, there is such thing as anticipatory self-defense, which is not applicable in Article 11 of the Revised Penal Code, applying self-defense.
Yes, Your Honor, I
And
agree with
crimes are enacted for several purposes, one of which is not only deterrence, but also the purposes for self-defense. Correct?
Well, not in
Enactment
relation to this
for
law, Your Honor.
self-defense.
Not in relation to this law, Your Honor. Again, may I be allowed to, Your Honor? Just in order to answer your question.
Just one. I am trying to understand your petition, but I am trying also to give you the point, the issue that we want to resolve, because these are preparatory acts.
Yes, Your Honor.
And all of these are preparatory. We did not discuss the specific crimes, but there are crimes that are preparatory under the law.
Sorry, Your Honor, I didn't catch the
There
last
are
part.
preparatories that are being penalized under this.
Again, referring to conspiracy, proposal, threat, yes. Planning, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, ito kasi ang sinabi ni Dean Joke Nukapo nung nakaraan eh. Assembly, as long as it is peaceful, regardless of the intent, is not a crime. Tama po?
Yes, Your Honor.
If somebody is planning to commit terrorism, if there is a conspiracy to commit terrorism and they gathered in an assembly, would you consider that peaceful or not peaceful?
It would be peaceful, Your Honor, if they are just talking.
Okay, that is the actus reus.
Yes, Your Honor.
Couple it with the mens rea to commit terrorism. Will that not be a crime?
If you as defined, Your Honor, yes.
No,
As defined, Your Honor, we would have to follow the principle of legality, Your Honor,
Of
with due respect.
course. That's why
So as defined, yes.
I mentioned actus reus and mens rea.
Yes, as defined, yes.
Assembly is the actus reus, mens rea, plus, in addition, will make it a crime.
Yes, Your Honor.
Therefore, an assembly, even if it is peaceful, if the intent is against the law, is considered a crime.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Huli ka, Balbon.
Salamat po.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Professor Tay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Magaling po kayo. I have just a few cheap
Huli. Huli. Huli ka, Balbon. Wala, na-corner siya dun eh. Na-corner siya ni Justice. Ang galing. Ang galing ni Justice. Galing. Taob. Taob. Si Theodore, te. Okay ka lang ba dyan, te? Kailangan mo ba ng Vaseline? Vaseline ba yun o ano? Aloe vera. Kailangan mo ba ng aloe vera? Mukhang sunog na sunog ka, te. Ay, nako. Ay, nako. Ang ganda ng huling statement ni Justice Lopez doon. Kung merong intent, kapag merong assembly na peaceful, sabi natin peaceful, nag-uusap lang sila, pero merong intent, may intensyon na mag-commit ng terrorism, hindi ba conspiring to commit terrorism na yun? Kahit nag-uusap lang sila. Ano sabi ni Tente? Yes. Wala. Tapos. Yung 30 minutes na nagtatalo silang dalawa. Natapos dun sa punto na yun. Ang haba nito eh. 32 minutes to eh, yung video. Ang sarap. Ang sarap tameme si Theodore. Anyway. Just ko nag-enjoy ako dun. But anyway. Kung ako si Attorney Theodore nun, mukhang parang gusto ko nang mag-back out. Quit na po, quit na. Quit na, sub. Pwedeng magpa-sub. Sa volleyball pala yung sub ganito sa volleyball. sa basketball, sub na, sub. Ay, nako. Tapos ang kwentuhan, no? Tapos ang pagtatalo. O di wala. Wala. Naubusan siyang bala eh. Ay, nako. Ay, nako, natuwa naman ako doon. So at least no, kahit medyo masama yung balita natin kay kanina, kay Trillanes, maganda naman yung ending natin dito kay Justice Lopez. Ay, nako. Siguro yung feeling ni-imagine ko kung ako yung nasa kung ako yung nakaharap nung kay Justice Lopez. Tapos ang tawag pa niya sa akin, Professor. parang nakakahiya. Parang nakakahiya. Tawagin pa akong professor ng Justice. Tapos sablay ako sa reasoning. Ang pinaka-nakaka-insulto doon, mga tama, para sa akin, adding insult to injury. Yung parting tumawa si Justice Lopez, natawa talaga siya. Legit na natawa siya. So parang, tindi. Ang tindi. Aabangan ko to si Justice Lopez. Mukhang okay to si Justice Lopez. Ay, nako. Ang sarap. Next week ulit. Mga Tabercats, next week ulit. From what I understand, merong uli silang session next week. Pero kung may time po kayo, kung meron po kayong gusto nyo marinig yung buong oral arguments, nasa YouTube channel po yan ng Korte Suprema. Maririnig nyo po yung buo. 3 oras po yan. Almost 4 hours yung hearing. So, sana kayanin ng oras nyo. Ay, nako. sarap ng feeling na ang sarap ng feeling na merong nagtatanggol ng interes naman ng Pilipinas, no? Yung naririnig mo talaga na pinaglalaban yung interes ng Pilipinas. Tel left the group. Sabi ni Jubilee. Ay, nako. Savage. Sabi nga ni ano kanina. Sino nagsabing savage? Kalimutan ko yun. Nabasa ko kanina. Ang savage ng comments ni, ni Justice Lopez. Actually, gusto ko sana i-stop para magpaliwanag pa ng konti-unti. Pero sabi ko, wag na makakasira ng momentum. Parang ang ganda na ng debate nila. Inglesan nga lang, pero ang ganda na ng debate nila. Essentially po, no, sa mga, dahil sa mga bagong pasok lang. Essentially po, ang nangyari, pinahiya po ni Justice Lopez itong si Tedte. Si Teodorte. Ngayon, Diyos ko, yung isang sinabon nila, si Dean ng De La Salle University Law. Diba? Si Dean Jokno. Ngayon, ito si Professor Te. Diba? Mga dean at professor ang sinasabon ng mga justice natin ngayon. Dahil lang sa Anti-Terror Act. Ito naman mga to, yung mga abogado na to, nagpapagamit sila sa kung sino mang nagbabayad sa kanila. Bahala sila sa buhay nila. Reputasyon naman nila yan, nandyan. Hindi ko naman reputasyon yan. Bahala sila. Ay, nako. But anyway, excited ako for next week. Dun sa hearing ulit next week. Parang napakaganda ng session ulit next week. But anyway, papanoorin ko ng buo ulit. Tapos titingnan ko kung meron pa ako ma-share sa inyo tomorrow dito sa Anti-Terror Act Oral Arguments. Yung mga salient points, mga highlights para mapag-usapan uli natin. Dahil it's about time, no? It's about time na meron tayong government official na at least sa Supreme Court na uunahin yung interest ng taong bayan. So mga Tabercats, maraming pong salamat sa inyo pong panonood ngayong gabi at sa panonood po, umauto tayo mga around 900. Siguro po busy yung mga ibang tao ngayon kaya wala po sila. Pero okay lang po yun, no, mga Tabercats. So I'll see you again tomorrow at 11 p.m. Sa mga ibigan po nating OFWs, God bless your day. God bless your work. Sa mga ibigan po natin nasa Pilipinas, God bless your rest and may have a peaceful night. At sa mga kaibigan po natin, huwag niyo po kakalimutan mag-like at mag-subscribe po sa aking channel. Please don't forget to share po yung mga replay po natin, mga ina-upload ko po. Paki-share po yun dahil ang laki pong tulong nun sa akin, mga Tabercats, para tumagal po tayo dito sa YouTube. Ayan. So maraming pong salamat sa inyo pong pagsuporta, mga Tabercats. Pa-follow po ako sa aking mga social media accounts. Nandiyan po sa baba. At I'll see you all tomorrow at 11 p.m. for our next Coach Jared Live. Okay? Bye everyone. God bless you and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.